Hi Aquarius, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your August 8th to the 15th reading. Let's get right into things. Remember, these are general messages. Take what resonates, throw out the rest, and try to make it fit. And definitely check your rising sun, moon sign, and Venus. Hope you guys are doing okay with Mars still hanging out in that third house of communication, of learning, short distance travel, online communication, learning. Taking that workshop, some on-the-job learning, maybe some on-the-job training. Is it square in that 12th house, which is where Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn are all hanging out? Pluto and Jupiter are in conjunction, which is nice. When we have Saturn in there saying, no, right? That 12th house has to do with, we call it the house of self-undoing. It's where your self-sabotaging behaviors hang out. It's where addictions hang out, escapism. It's also where your dreams hang out, though. It's also where you're going to be in this space of wanting to merge with other, wanting to take something on, but also being afraid at the same time of there being some sort of boundaries dissolved. There's going to be this squaring there of learning something new, getting involved in something new, but releasing karma from your past, releasing things that you've brought into your later life from your earlier life. So there's going to be this challenge, there's going to be this tension there. Even though Pluto and Jupiter were going to be very clear, like, yes, this is my dream. Yes, this is, I believe in this because it has to do with our connection to God as well and our spirituality. So it's like, yes, okay, I know what I want with that. Knowing exactly what you want in that way, knowing what you need to release, knowing how you want to evolve. But Saturn is saying, no, but you haven't fully figured it out yet. So no, you have to slow it down, take it easy, be more methodical, right? So it's this tension between this third house of communication and this 12th house of self-undoing, right? So it's a very internal energy for what that's worth. It's, this is going to be going on really, for the next couple of months, but we'll talk about what's happening. Like now, this week, we have Saturn forms a quintile with Chiron on, I think it's the 11th, it's the 12th. And I like this. This aspect first formed December of 2019, and it'll perfect on December 25th. Okay, what do you need to take a gamble on? Okay, good. So let's just talk about this for a second. So, what this means, Saturn forming the quintile with Chiron on the 12th, is you're gonna have a very strong sense of innovation and making something work for yourself. You're going to be able to be more expressive, which is great. Expressive of unique qualities, which is awesome for an Aquarius, right? And whoever doesn't accept you, it's like without drama, you can go your own way, whether it has to do with that career or that relationship or that friendship, whatever it is, without stirring up drama and controversy. None of that's really going to be going on in this energy. And then also we do have Uranus going to retrograde on the 15th. And this is going to be a time of, in a very conservative way, pursuing your goals. While it's retrograde until the middle of January, your desire to make changes in your life, you're going to be turned very inward, especially with this 12th house energy, so that you can get in touch with what holds you back from being more spontaneous and authentic in your life. This is a less rebellious time, generally speaking, because, even you guys, Aquarius, sometimes you guys can be very rebellious against people who are trying to put you in a box, trying to broad stroke you, right? Make any sort of generalizations about you. Aquarians generally don't like that. So I like it. It's a little bit, Uranus retrograde is going to have you going a little inside yourself, which I like because it's going to be slowing you down a little bit, getting ready for Mars going retrograde on September 9th. So taking things slow right now does make sense for sure. But let's talk about these Lenormands. So we have the lilies, we have letter, we have mice, we have dice. We have mice and dice. And then we have the fish. So lilies, this represents your parents, your ancestors, a long-term relationship. There is age here and there's wisdom. So it could be a marriage partner, just a really good, solid partner who you're with, that you've been with for quite a long time, whatever that means to you. Again, this could have to do with a parent, a grandparent, aunt, uncle. This could even be, the veil is very thin, particularly with what you guys have going on in the 12th house, how you have you have Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter all retrograde in your 12th house. It's a very inward energy, and the 12th house is the most intuitive. So the veil could feel very thin between here and the other side. So if you're having any sort of dreams or any sort of serendipitous circumstances going on where you feel people, loved ones who have passed over with you, that's what this energy is all about. But what it brings is a wisdom, and the wisdom is meant to incite calm and to bring you on the right path. Now we have this correspondence, so there's a message of wisdom that's coming in that maybe has been spoken to you previously, or it's going to take a minute for it to sink in. And the wisdom's going to be pertaining to something that's kind of gnawing away at you. Now for some of you, this could very directly have to do with money, because mice can have to do with the dissolution of money, but it doesn't have to. It can just simply be something that's eating away, like gnawing away at your life, that's an issue that you need to look at, something that you really can't ignore or avoid, but you know you have to deal with it. And they're here to give you guidance and wisdom. And the guidance and wisdom is to take a chance on something, and you're going to know what I'm talking about, using the resources that you have, your talents, skills, and abilities, the natural gifts that you have. Tap into your natural gifts and go after what it is that you want. Tap into what it is that you really want in a relationship. This is very important for you to not, this is not a fake it till you make it kind of energy at all. That's not what the advice here is. And I feel this is so beautiful, I have to tell you, Aquarius, because I'm getting that it's coming from a very, very loving space outside of you, where if it has to do with a relationship, are you really are you living your most authentic life in this relationship? And it's time that you tap into your beautiful parts, the beautiful aspects of you. You're a little nervous here about blending with some, right? Because we have this square going on, right, with the 12th and the 3rd house. Whenever we have the 3rd house, when we have this much activity in there, it's like, yeah, I really want to be a part of this relationship, this connection, this job, whatever it is, but I'm afraid of losing myself. And it's the need to learn what that even means. It's the need to learn a different approach, a different way of thinking, right? The 3rd house is Gemini, is the landlord, with the ruler of Mercury. It's about thinking. It's not only about communication and learning, it's thoughts. Right? So you're needing to work on the way that you think about these things, the way that you think about how you ruminate, if you do, right? Because it's 12th house energy, how you might get in your own way. Think about it from a different perspective, how you might sabotage certain situations for yourself, how you might allow things to go on that you really should not be subject to, why you allow certain energies to do certain things to you, right? Because that's very Pisces. 12th house is almost being in a way like a victim because this energy is very giving, right? So it's very easy to be taken advantage of. So it's going to be different for each of you, because this is a general message, but your mindset and your thinking is going to change when it comes to all of these things, okay? So that kind of has a very broad spectrum sort of result, when you work on things like that. But regardless, this is the encouragement to take a chance on something where you're being your most authentic self. Get in touch with what it is that you really want. If you're trying to figure out what you want to do for a living, if you want to change careers, is this the right relationship for you, and you just can't see something, there's something gnawing at you, the chance is you're being told, take the chance and be the most authentic version of yourself. Work with who you are and what you have, and then see what happens. The Sun. How is either your ego or somebody else's ego playing a role in what's happening right now is really what needs to be looked at. We have Capricorn is the landlord of the 10th house of work, right? But this does tell me that there's some sort of reality check that needs to be had on something that's cloaked in either conscious or unconscious delusion. And you may feel a certain level of unfairness in your life right now, but you have to trust that whatever comes up right now is meant as part of your evolution of self, because then we have the 1st house of self. You're being asked to consider your actions in the world right now and the purpose you purport to be. Are they in alignment with your soul purpose? This is exactly what we've been talking about here. Is it's time to be unapologetically you, and you have to feel safe in knowing that whoever doesn't get you doesn't have to. And that's exactly what we're talking about here. So I love when the cards and everything else lines up. Be you, do you, Aquarius. Nobody does that better than the Aquarius energy. No one. You know, wear your silly clown hat, wear a proud, do you. Jupiter, beautiful. Luck and expansion. Time to expand your mind. What's begging you to take a chance? And what's making you feel stuck? It's time to trust and really go for it. Just really go for it. Beautiful. All right, let's move these fellas over here so I can pull a Celtic cross spread. So I did the poll online about what I should do the extra reading on at the end, and love won by 44%. Astrology came in at 22%. Career came in at 30%. And then we got 4% of other. So we'll try to give everybody a little something, something, but we are going to do the extra section at the end for love. It can be an extension of this, maybe not. You know, however you resonate with this, because I'm going to give you the interpretation for relationship as well as career. We have the Hierophant, Nine of Swords. Okay. Nine of Pentacles coming into this energy. Eight of Pentacles, I'm sorry. Six of Swords. Seven of Cups. Feeling confused right now. Eight of Cups. External energy. Okay. All right, Aquarius, coming into this energy, we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is an apprentice card. So those of you who are here with career, wanting some information on career, this tells me that you started something in the past that you were working at. You were in that apprentice state, so it wasn't like you just started it, but you were working on getting your ducks in a row, right? It's a Sun and Virgo energy. So like the landscape was cultivated for you to grow on. Virgo is very pragmatic. It's a problem solver energy. You were doing what you needed to do to push something forward in a career or a major, whatever it is that, you know, would have, obviously depending on the part of life, because this is a general message, all different ages. If this has to do with a relationship, this tells me that you guys were in a very practical way. You were doing the best you could to actually work on the relationship coming into this energy. Remember, when we're talking about relationships, pentacles are mental, physical, and emotional connection. It's not only money, okay? It's a lot more than that. And the eight does symbolize this working toward, this approaching, this almost arriving at kind of energy. So it's positive. The situation right now, we have the Hierophant, which has to do with either belief system or some sort of very deep commitment like marriage, right? Because the Hierophant has to do with religion. So it would be specifically like something that would take place in a marriage ceremony, or simply a belief system. How you think life is supposed to be framed out, moral code, moral compass, that kind of thing. But it's being crossed by some anxiety. Nine of Swords is the 3 a.m. anxiety card. Ruminating thoughts, you know, over and over again. Why did I say that? Why did they say this? Why did that happen? Why did that happen? Oh my God, what do I do? I don't know what to do. What if I lose my job? Or I lost my job. Where am I going to get the money? That kind of energy that creates anxiety and like a depression, where there are intrusive thoughts having to do with your belief system, or for some of you, depending on how you're resonating with this, having to do with your marriage, okay? Where there's a lot of anxiety having to do with, there's a lack of alignment here, clearly a lack of alignment. So we have the crowning energy is the World. This is great. The World is the most positive card in the deck. It is. It's crowning energy. It's a Saturn energy. It's about putting in hard work. So you're very focused on work right now, Aquarius. A lot of you are focused on, and if it's not work specifically, it's working on a relationship or putting your efforts into something. I mean, that is the World energy, because while everybody has their thing about Saturn, right? Saturn is the great taskmaster. He loves to say no. He's about restriction and karma and all of that. All of that's true. But the thing is, Saturn brings the largest gifts that last decades and decades and decades long. chances are, if you reflect on parts of your life where you went through the most challenge, Saturn probably had something to do with it, but where later in reflection you're like, oh, that's why I had to go through that. That's why. Hopefully you learned a lesson from it. Otherwise, things end up repeating if you don't learn the lessons, you know. Interesting how it works like that. So we have the Knight of Cups energy. So the Knight of Cups is Aquarius and Pisces energy. So for some of you, this could be for some of you meeting somebody brand new. Those of you who are not connected, brand new, and really being very, like this person fits the image that you have in your mind's eye of what you want for a relationship. So honestly, to have this with the world is beautiful, but this is what's going on in your conscious mind, yet you're in this, the real 3D situation is you're experiencing some kind of anxiety. So if this isn't anybody new, this could be your hope, your desire for things to be a little different moving forward, or maybe a lot of different in your relationship, so that you guys can have the world's energy, where maybe you can align your belief systems, you can fix this marriage, you can work out this discord or this disconnect having to do with this career. Because I do, again, going back to, we have to pay attention to these center cards. To have the Hierophant crossed by the Nine of Swords, there's anxiety having to do with the belief system. There's some sort of crisis that's going on there that needs addressing, yet at the end of the day, you very much want something to work. You're very focused on wanting something to work, but you're confused. We have the Seven of Cups. You know what's in Five of the Cups. You don't know what's in Two. And first of all, the Seven of Cups is a transformation energy, right? It's a Venus in Scorpio, and Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. So it's about transformation. This could be a transformation of your finances, because Venus is one of the finance planets. This could have to do with a transformation in your love life, because Venus is the beautiful trifecta. It's money, it's love. Or this could be you're feeling really confused about yourself and how you show up in your life, in your own skin, and then consequently in relationship, in work, in making these larger decisions, which I feel like is going to resonate with some of you because of all these heavy energies you have in your 12th house. There you may be in that space where there's just a little confusion. Again, you know what's in Five of the Cups, you don't know what's in Two, but this is the thing. You're going to feel like there are so many choices to make, or there's so many options available to you, and you need to make a choice. I think that's more appropriately said. And you're in this space of really not being able to sift through the decisions. There's a sense of confusion here, generally speaking. Now, external to you, we have the Eight of Cups. So external to you, there's something walking away. This could be a job. This could be a friend. This could be a lover, someone in a relationship. But this is external to you. And this may be what is confusing you right now, like you're not understanding what's happening or what's gone on. The Eight of Cups is this realization that something within the connection for them, for this person, is very subjective. You don't have to agree with that, but became too thick and heavy, because it's a Saturn and Pisces energy. And so it's like there was too much restriction, there were too many rules, there was too much delay, there was too much of something that got in the way. And they're walking away with sadness, but not with regret, because they honestly believe that it's the right thing to do. And typically this is done, if it's done the right way, it should be done with grace and with empathy, so that bad karma is not created for them. But I feel like this is creating a tough situation for you. Now, this doesn't mean that your relationship is ending, but you have to figure out what has been released from you, or what is going to be released from you in mid-August, right? This could be certainly a family connection that you just cannot align with, where you need to love them from a distance, at least for a time, because it's a minor arcana. It doesn't have to be forever. This could be that friend, right? This could be, again, that job, walking, maybe they couldn't offer you your job back. They couldn't afford to keep you, something like that, where there's this pulling away of this energy. Your fear is the Page of Cups, which is a new cycle of sharing your emotions. So you're very back on your heels with, what do you trust? What do you not trust? And it's going to be an issue here for you as far as trust goes, because once a person disappoints or violates, and we have so many heavy energies in the 12th house, it becomes very challenging to process that. So you may be in a space here of fearing a new cycle where you open yourself up. And this doesn't have to be, again, to relationship. Our cup energy is also our career, what we do, anything that we love, that we value, that's cup energy. Now, the outcome here is the Chariot. And I like this card because it is leaving toxicity and going towards your metaphorical home space. Chariot is associated with Cancer. Cancer is the landlord of the 4th house, of home, of roots, of safety, of family. It's really where you're meant to be. So this tells me that whatever it is that's leaving, you weren't meant to, it was not meant for you. And I know that doesn't help at all if you're processing some sort of pain or disappointment or fear. If it has to do with a job and you have no money, I get it. You know, I do understand that. But this energy does tell me that you need to keep faith the best that you can and understand that toxicity, we have 2 consecutive toxic cards here, the Chariot and the 6 of Swords, and you leaving the toxic situation in both. This was not a healthy energy for you, not a healthy situation. This person, if it was a relationship, they had issues way deeper than anything that you could ever really, really help them with. If this was a job, this was something that in the end would have never brought you what you were looking for. And at the same time, you were being taken advantage of or just not being treated the way that you really want to be treated. So there is this, you know, in the near future, this walking away from the toxicity. You know, walking away from the energy. Because what I see here as happening is you're confused because they're leaving, but then I feel like they're going to circle back around and want another go at it. And then you're going to say, you know what, this isn't good for me. I need to go. Because why did you do this in the first place without communicating better? Kind of thing. Now, again, the energies could always be vice versa. You know, so you can apply it however you see fit. But that's what this is going on. This could be your boss saying, listen, we don't have any work for you right now. We're going to have to lay you off. And then them calling you and saying, oh, hey, can you come back? And you being like, really? No. You know, you need to tap into your sense of self-value. Oh, Aquarius, I'm getting this very strong. Do you, be you. Yes, yes, yes. Everything is saying that. Your talents, your skills, your gifts, your abilities, the beautiful aspects about yourself. This person doesn't appreciate it about you. This boss doesn't appreciate it. This business partner isn't. You're not being appreciated in your life right now. You're just not. And you need to leave the toxicity. And that is clear as day. Yes. All right. So let's pull some extra cards for love. So leaving that toxic work environment, that toxic job, it's not meant for you. It's just not. It's not easy. Let's pull some good tarot first. That's the name of the deck, by the way. I'm not using it as an adjective because they're good cards. It's called the Good Tarot. It's a beautiful deck. It's very big. For those of you who are readers and you never work with this deck, it's big. So I have small hands, so it's challenging to navigate a little bit. Okay. Ten of Earth, very nice, beautiful. Page of Air, so some sort of message is coming in, some sort of news. Three of Fire, ooh, Three of Fire is fabulous. My favorite minor arcana. It's Sun in Aries. Love that. Love that. Okay, what else are we going to do here? Let's pull some heart oracles and some island time wellness. So the Ten of Earth is the same as the Ten of Pentacles in other decks. So this could be a deepening of commitment, a deepening of communication. So this may not be an extension of the Celtic cross spread. This may be for somebody totally different. A deepening of commitment, a deepening of connection. This could indicate the proposal of marriage. This can indicate gaining possession of a house with the help of a family member, or a family member helping with some sort of extension on a home. or one of you doing really, really well at work and, you know, making money, and it ends up positively impacting the relationship. The Page of Air, swords or thoughts. So there's a new approach, there's new communication that's happening here. There's this new message that comes in. And the Three of Fire is about being recognized, accepted, and called forth in a quick way. Text message, email, phone call, by an energy that really appreciates you. And you having this new perspective and it going really beautifully. So, I like it. I like it. Let's see what comes up for these. Soulmates. Date. Passion. Oh boy. 3 very positive cards. You never know with the Allentown Wellness. Some of them are brutal and some of them, I feel like most of them are pretty brutal. So when we get 3 good ones in a row like that, okay, good stuff. Playfulness. Lovely. All right, let's get 2 more and then we'll talk about those and then pull some tarot, okay? Okay. Oh, I like this energy, Taurus. Taurus, listen to me. Maybe it's a Taurus. Maybe it's a Taurus. Only time will tell. I like this energy, Aquarius. All right, so I explained what those mean, fabulous. And then we have soulmate, soul connection, partnership, agreement, soul contract. Depending on how you sit with, I know a lot of people don't really like the soulmate kind of thing because it's like, thanks, but no thanks. I'm not looking for lessons learned. I want to just like be with somebody for the rest of my days here. But it's a beautiful energy nonetheless. And then we have date, meeting someone new, dating, getting back out there, plan and set a date. Passion, insane chemistry, like each other equally and having fun. And then we have playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together. And remember, love is the greatest healer. So you have to have a good time. I feel like some of you, if this is an extension of the last reading, some of you guys are healing. And you're opening yourself up to a new energy. You're adopting a new way of thinking in those 3rd house energies. And it's going to be completely benefic for you. It's really going to be very beautiful. When you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. And only time will tell. Okay, good. So, let's give it some time, see what happens with this. But it's all starting with a date. It's starting with a message coming in and then a date and then lots of passion. And then you're going to just be pulled forward with that 3 of Fire. And it happens quickly. The 3 of Fire is a very fast. It's very fast energy coming in. Oh, so good. So good. So good. Come on now. 10 of Cups. We got the 10 of Coins and the 10 of Cups. They get 2 marriage cards. Connection, family, beautiful. Deepening of love. Somebody's coming in and just saying, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do the 10 of Cups. Absolutely. 2 of Wands. This is meeting somebody new and making a decision to go on this very passionate, exciting, moving path together. This is before the 3 of Fire. So beautiful synchronicity. Let's pull one more. Now we have the 5 of Cups. All right, hold on, Aquarius. Listen. You have this beautiful new energy coming in, but yet I see that you might be in this space where you're still focusing on some sort of residual energy that's left on your soul from the past, a past relationship that you need to really figure out a way of working through. I'm not going to say, oh, get over it, because that's actually abusive to say that. It's a process that we need to go through. But I do see you meeting someone new and this person valuing you and everything going great. And you're taking that step into the future and you're doing everything you're supposed to do. And then all of a sudden this wall's going to pop up and you're going to be like, disappointment, disillusionment about that energy not working out. I do feel like that. Let me just confirm that I'm feeling that by pulling one more. Because you don't jump from the 2 of Wands to the 5 of Cups unless, like something major happens where this person's like 100% phony. We have the Strength card, ego. But Leo, I mean, Leo's fun. Leo's the 5th house of romance and fun. We have 9 of Wands, getting your ducks in a row, feeling passionate about putting in the hard work. Then we have the World. And you're going to put in the hard work and the 9 of Wands, and you're going to have the World. Yeah, I feel like the energy that you're going to be meeting is really going to be in it for the long haul. But you still have some sort of residual energy on your soul from somebody else. Still something, something. Don't allow, you have too much positive energy here to allow that to trump everything else. Plus, it's a minor arcana. And again, the 5 of Cups, what is it? It's you focusing on it's the disappointment that something didn't work out in the past. It's sadness, it's disappointment, it's disillusionment. And it also could be you're afraid it's going to happen again. Which I get that. Right? If you're hurt by somebody, you don't want to go through that again. It's horrible, right? When you finally get to the point where you're like, okay, I'm okay now. And then the thought of doing it again, it's like, okay, I'm like out for a little self-masochistic behavior here, right? No, it's open yourself, because this does look like a beautiful energy. But don't allow that to soil everything else, right? Okay. All right, my friends, that is what I have. I hope this was helpful for you guys in some way, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.